Hi everyone! In this lesson, we will go over how to find the least common multiple of two or more numbers using the division method. The LCM refers to the smallest multiple that two or more numbers can go into. In the example below, we are asked to find the LCM of 24 and 36. To begin, write down 24 and 36 side by side inside the L shape. Then, you look for any factor that's divisible by both 24 and 36, such as 2, which 24 divided by 2 is 12, and you write it down underneath 24. 36 divided by 2 is 18, which is also recorded underneath 36. Again, both 12 and 18 can be divided by 2, bringing 12 down to 6 and 18 down to 9. Now, 3 can go into both 6 and 9, bringing 6 down to 2 and 9 down to 3. Since nothing goes into 2 and 3, we are done factoring. By the way, when two numbers does not share any common factors besides 1, we call them relatively prime. In this case, 2 and 3 are relatively prime. The LCM will be the product of the common factors on the left side times the uncommon factors at the bottom, which they also form an L shape together. So the LCM of 24 and 36 is 72. Now, if I redo this question using different factor pairs, the LCM will still be 72. Let's see. Since 4 goes into both 24 and 36, we can begin by dividing both by 4, which brings 24 down to 6 and 36 down to 9. Now, 3 goes into 6 and 9, bringing 6 down to 2 and 9 down to 3 again. The common factors and uncommon factors in the L shape, which are 4 times 3 times 2 times 3, still equals to 72. Now, how do we use the division method with 3 or more numbers? In the example below, we are asked to find the LCM of 16, 24, and 28. To begin, we write the 3 numbers inside the L shape, then look for a number that goes into all the numbers, such as 2 in this example. 16 divided by 2 is 8, 24 divided by 2 is 12, 28 divided by 2 is 14. Now 2 goes into all of them again, bringing 8 down to 4, 12 down to 6, and 14 down to 7. Notice how there are no more factors that go into all 3 numbers. However, 4 and 6 share a common factor, so now you work with the 2 numbers only. Both 4 and 6 can be divided by 2, which we call the 2 a partially common factor because it only goes into 2 of the 3 numbers, bringing 4 down to 2 and 6 down to 3. Since 7 was not used, you just drag it down. Now, none of them share any common factors, which they are called relatively prime. We are done factoring. The LCM will be the product of the common factors on the left side times the uncommon factors at the bottom. And again, they form an L shape. So, the LCM of 16, 24, and 28 is 336. Again, if I redo this question using different factors, the LCM will still be 336. Besides 2, 16, 24, and 28 are all divisible by 4, bringing 16 down to 4, 24 down to 6, and 28 down to 7. Now, only 4 and 6 share a common factor, which is 2, so we factor them only, bringing 4 down to 2 and 6 down to 3 again. Since 7 was not used, you just rewrite it. Now, 4 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 7 is still 336. To summarize the LCM using the division method, you divide by any common factors of all the numbers. When you are done factoring from all numbers, look for common factors from 2 numbers. Stop factoring when none of the number pairs share any common factors. Multiply the factors on the side that form an L shape together to get the LCM. Now, if 2 numbers have a relatively prime relationship, their LCM is super easy to find. As I have mentioned earlier, 2 or more numbers are relatively prime if they don't share any common factors besides 1. Some examples of relatively prime numbers are prime numbers, and their LCM will be the product of the numbers since they cannot be factored further. For example, both 5 and 11 are prime numbers and they cannot be factored further. So the LCM will be 5 times 11, which is 55. Consecutive numbers are also relatively prime, and the LCM will also be the product of the numbers. Some of the consecutive numbers are 16 and 17, and the LCM will be 16 times 17, which will be 272. Another example of consecutive numbers are 3 and 4, and the LCM is 12. So consecutive numbers are basically numbers that are right next to each other on the number line. Okay, that's it for the lesson.